All right, we're live. PGN podcast, episode 81. I'm about to say it in Spanish, but I forgot how to say it in Spanish. But yep, we're here, man. Get to these hot ass topics for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Pepper takes look like they're gonna be good today. Um, but hopefully we could not get too crazy today and be too long. Got a lot of shit to do today. I'm sure we all do a Saturday. But before we get into everything, how was your week?
What's good? Short week. Didn't do too anything crazy. What about you?
Same shit every week, man. Gym, work, and chill with my son. That's it. I went to the Yankee game on Wednesday. Did that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
nice.
saw
How was
that.
that?
Fun. Hot ass fucking day. But it was good. Good game.
Mhm.
Jazz Chisholm hit 2 home runs. And then that's about it.
Yeah, same for me. I mean, I didn't really do anything. In fact, today was probably my most busiest day. Usually I do laundry before I get here, before the pod. Also, I had to get breakfast real quick. St. Zaz did the same thing. So I'll just make sure I did all my morning routine before we start the pod. So other than that, nah, same thing with me. Just gym, and that's really it.
They were boring as hell. Every week, right? Same shit, just
Yep.
grinding.
Yeah.
All right, man. So let's get to these topics, man. What's the first topic we got?
First topic is yesterday the story came out on ESPN by Ramona Shelburne and Brian Woodhorse saying that the Lakers are basically saying, hey, it's all about Luka now. And LeBron, well, hey, we like your time here, but, you stay one more year. But after that, we're kind of, moving aside here. So obviously, there's been wrong ones for weeks about how LeBron hasn't been happy with, Clutch haven't been happy with the Lakers, especially with him opting in. He didn't get a contract extension, so that's been an issue. So, what do you make of how it seems like LeBron's feeling some type of way that ever since they got Luka, now it's about Luka and not about him. So, I'll start with you, scumbag McGee.
Uh, I don't know. I don't want to say is that like LeBron is becoming upset that his time is passing him because he still is a brand. Like you see him, like he's the spokesperson for the Amazon Prime thing that went on for this sale. They had the past 3 days, and he did commercials for them. And he's a powerful person in the NBA, regardless if he's on his way out. You know what I mean? With Rich Paul taking on all these clients, and LeBron's a hand in that. They could say LeBron doesn't, and that Rich Paul does it all by himself, but LeBron's smart businessman. You know what I'm saying? He's probably the richest active player ever. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And he's ahead of the game in a lot of ways. And I think he's ahead of the game where like he's planning his exit, where like maybe he'd be more involved in clutch sports, maybe he'll buy ownership of a team, and I think that even as a player, LeBron still wants to be treated as that power person in the NBA, but he has to realize that on the court is different than off the court. You know what I mean? Like right now on the court, you're 40 years old. You can't defend like you used to. Is he playing great? Yes. The numbers say it. You know what I mean? But if you're watching film doing X's and O's, he's a liability on defense. You know what I'm saying? The man plays center field. He's kind of drifting on defense. His man is wide open half the time. He can't stand in front of the best player no more. And it's like, do you keep him around for $50 million for that's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? For a guy who can't play defense like that no more, a guy who brings a lot to the team as far as ticket sales. You know what I mean? But on the court, I think that's diminished. I mean, obviously they got trashed by the Timberwolves. You know what I mean? And Luka was scoring a ton in that series, and it did no difference. You know what I mean? So I think that the Lakers have done enough for him. They paid him. They let him opt into the contract. They drafted his son, who's obviously not ready yet. You know what I mean? They took on that whole project because of LeBron. And sometimes I feel like LeBron just wants more than that. And it's like, dude, you've gotten way more than that your whole career. And it's like now you're on the tail end of your career, you've gotten a lot. and you still want more. And it's like, dude, they got Luka. He's a young guy now. You know what I mean? He's upset for a lot of things. LeBron. He's upset that they traded AD and didn't
Mhm.
really kind of ask him about it. And then once they got Luka, supposedly what I read, they informed Luka that they were selling the team before they told LeBron. I think the team directly told Luka, and then like Rich Paul told LeBron. Like they didn't call LeBron directly. They told his like representatives about it. And then Luka put up congratulations to the Buss family, but LeBron didn't.
Yep.
So people were looking that into that, and then people were looking into the whole Cleveland thing, which is this is what LeBron does. He starts creating a circus. Oh, you don't want to? Okay, now I'm gonna start flirting with Cleveland. They say he posted a tweet. I think of a commentator that was retiring wearing Cleveland Cavalier gear, and he was like, "Oh, look, he's wearing a proper attire." You know what I mean? And then he goes to the facility, and he's wearing a hat that says "Welcome Home." And supposedly he's saying that he was supporting a brand for one of his friends that were making those kind of hats. But we know what LeBron's doing. He's trying to show LA that, hey, if you don't want me, maybe Cleveland wants me. If you don't want to make me involved in the decisions and put me on the same pedestal as Luca, I'll go to an organization that's gonna put me on that pedestal. And it's like, now you're hearing trade rumors. Are the Lakers gonna trade him before the trade deadline? Because you don't want that in the locker room right now. And I just think that I see both sides. I don't want to bash LeBron too much because I'm not really like a huge LeBron fan, so I can sit here and like run down my issues with him throughout his whole career. But I'm trying to play, the middle with it because I do respect him as a businessman. I do respect him as a father. I do respect a lot of shit he's done off the court. You know what I mean? A lot of shit he's done for the NBA. And you can't just dismiss all that because now he's on the tail end of his career. So I mean, we'll see where it goes. I don't think there's gonna be a trade, partner for him unless you're gonna do like Charlotte or one of these teams that can't sell tickets and they'll just pay the money for him to sell tickets or to help them develop Lamelo. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Um, but also, like I said last episode, do you want to bring in a 40, 41-year-old guy that's going to be like, hey, I need a parking spot in the front. I need the first 5 rows for Rich Paul and my wife and my kids. And I need my locker to have fucking, chicken blood in front of it every week. And, I need a guy who knows how to use Beijing for my beard and my haircut. Like, you got to deal with all that. And it's like, do you really want to? You know. So we'll see where that goes.
Now, before I go to things, I just want to clarify a couple things about the trade thing. So
Yeah.
obviously, LeBron has no trade clause, so
Yeah.
he will dictate where he wants to go. So
Yeah.
obviously, Charlotte probably would not be an option.
Yeah.
And I think in terms of a trade, the deadline would work because at that point his contract would be in the $20 million range, so it'll be easier to trade. Right now, who wants to take on $52 million? And it has to match salary in terms of a trade. So you can't just trade so and so player for LeBron.
Yeah.
The salaries have to match up. So you probably have to give up at least 4 or 5 players, and most teams are not willing to do that, especially in this new second April salary cap world. So I just wanted to clarify on those ends. Saints out.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Good. Good.
I I see it as it's they're kind of like, oh, we don't know what LeBron's want to do. Is he gonna stay? Is he gonna go? But now the interesting thing that's come up is Jokic. Jokic doesn't want to sign an extension with the Nuggets. So now they're looking at this like, hey, we can get rid of LeBron, bring Jokic in. I'm like, yo, okay, okay. Luka's a younger player. They know Luka and Jokic want to play with each other. Why not move LeBron out for Jokic? I just feel like it's best for everyone. I feel like it doesn't really benefit LeBron. LeBron doesn't know where his other son Bryce is gonna go. We don't know if he's gonna get drafted. We don't know if this. There's too many variables with LeBron right now that as if you're the Lakers and you're trying to win right now, it's not really conducive to you winning because you don't know what he wants to do. He's older. He gets hurt a little bit more. Like remember, he was hurt in the playoffs. You don't know. Twisted ankle, everything starts to add up. LeBron is 40 years old as a person. If he wants to go back to Cleveland, let him go back to Cleveland. He won a title there. Let him get his jersey retired. But once again, I feel like I love LeBron, but I do feel like he is becoming what a lot of older players become. Sometimes, like Kobe did it, like Jordan did. They've all done it. When you're this great, you still think, yo, I should be able to talk do whatever the fuck I want. That's not it anymore. You're 40, bro. You just gotta start accepting that shit.
Yeah, and
I think the Lakers' game plan is they want to use LeBron's salary, and then when they clear it off the books next year, they'll have room for who knows, like you said, Jokic or whoever's
Yep.
available next year in free agency.
Yep.
So
It's
that's what
definitely
they're doing. They're just
mhm.
trying to wait next year. Okay, we'll have LeBron's last year here in LA, and then from there we could really make the roster and Luka being the centerpiece of whatever the future run is for the Lakers.
Mhm.
yeah,
And like I said, now that they know Jokic isn't re-signing, it's like now Lakers antennas are going off. Hey, Luka, because remember these players talk. Like this is the thing. A lot of the owners don't say. These players talk. They want to work with each other. They want to play with each other. Remember, LeBron, Wade, and Melo all wanted to play each other. They still met each other at the Olympics. You don't know what their conversations are. They don't like talking to the organization like that. They may be like, hey, I can probably get him here. Hey, I can probably do this. And I know I love LeBron. He's over here, but we can probably get younger. We can probably get better. So
yeah. And that was
players.
another thing that LeBron was upset about because LeBron and AD were asking for a center for a long time
Hmm.
because Davis wanted to play the four,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't do it. But then once Luka got there and said, "Yo, I want a center I can lob it to," they tried to trade for Mark Williams. You know what I mean? And you saw in the offseason they got DeAndre Ayton. You know what I mean? So now they're listening to more what Luka wants, and that's a good point of what you're saying with Jokic. They're both European players.
Hmm.
Wouldn't it be like Luka kind of going to Jokic like, yo, look, come play with me. We're kind of in the same European thing. We'll get along, blah blah, and we'll play in LA, make a lot of money, all that stuff. That makes sense. So yeah, and I think just go back on Zaza's point too. Uh, it does get to the point where aging players, like you said, don't want to accept it. Like the Wizards players, they just fucking hated Jordan. People
Yeah,
don't
Hmm.
the
really,
story's legendary
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
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 Come on.
People hated Jordan, and a lot of the players who were younger at that time, they weren't fucking with Kobe. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? On his way out, you know what I mean? They looked up to him and they loved him, but you gotta understand that during the fucking practices and all that shit, he's going ham on them, and they're like, "Dude, you're fucking toast. You're 40.
Yep.
Like you're over here ripping on us. Like we don't want to hear it." So it does get to that point, and it might be getting to that point with LeBron with the Lakers.
Yep. And remember, Kobe signed that extension deal that a lot of people criticized him for. They were like, "Yo, you're taking money away from being able to get more players because he took the max." And it's just like, "Yo, we can't." Like Lakers already like we went through that one time. We're not gonna go through this again. So I think
Yeah,
that's where their mindset is. Like once you get burnt, you got burned once. You're not gonna want to do that again. So for the Lakers, I kind of understand where they're going. They're coming from with this.
yeah,
And I didn't look at it from the standpoint of look at the Western Conference right now. Right now, look at it. It's OKC, it's
Hmm.
Houston, and it's Denver. We're
Yep.
not better than those three teams. So I mean, we want to compete, but we look at the situation. Hey, let's just get to the playoffs and see what happens.
yeah. And
Yep.
they're saying, like you said, too, Kofi, that you're right. He doesn't want to get traded to a team like the Hornets that would want him. The Hornets will give up 4 or 5 players for LeBron. You know what I mean? But at the same time, LeBron doesn't want to go there because they're saying LeBron wants to play 2 to 3 more years if possible
Yep.
because he's chasing that fifth ring.
Yep.
He wants to be close to Jordan. He wants to tie with Kobe, and he wants to get a ring at this age so that now you have a debate like, all right, he's over Jordan now. The dude
Yep.
won at 41 years old, like 42 years old. He's the GOAT.
Yep.
So he's chasing that ring, but we'll see if he gets it. I don't think he will, but I don't know. I've seen crazy shit happen.
I would watch the deadline. I would watch the deadline,
Yeah,
especially Cleveland. I don't think this is over. So I think you'll start the season in LA, but the deadline is where we have to watch where this story unfolds, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah,
You got to see how the season goes. Like that's where that's how I think. Like if it's like kind of like they're middling, I definitely think they'll make a move or something like that. It really depends on how the season goes to the midway part.
but
All right, next topic. The NBA champions. They've said, hey, we're gonna re-sign our whole entire big three. They've re-signed Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. They've re-signed Chet Holmgren, and they've re-signed Jalen Williams, J-Dub. So, what are your thoughts on? I'll start with things out. What are your thoughts on OKC re-signing their big three to extensions?
Best move they could have made. You need a core. I think they have their core players. They know that Chet, uh, SGA, and J Dub aren't going anywhere. And now, even if the other pieces leave, they have their center three pieces. They're a young group. I like all three of them. Maybe now people like Chet, J Dub. Now you got the championship. You start taking that next step. I don't know who's gonna leave. Maybe you lose Aaron Wiggins and all those other pieces, but for it's great. They locked them in. You got them for at least the next 5 to 6 years. They ain't going nowhere. They only gonna get better. The only thing with OKC is now you're gonna start getting everyone's best. You're the champions. You're the people. Every night when people are like OKC's on the schedule, I'm circling that date. Shaq says it all the time. Like they gonna bring their best A game. And remember, they're still young. This is a lot for them. This is a test for them. Like, yeah, you won, but now remember, repeating in the NBA is tough. We haven't had any back-to-back champions in a long time. Can OKC do it? Maybe, but I like the move they made. You gotta pay your best players.
Yeah. I was surprised they signed all three of them to max deals. I gotta say, yo, Sam Presti, what is he, the executive of the fucking decade? Like this dude is a fucking
Probably,
animal, bro.
Mm-hmm.
probably.
And he locked in the best three players.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna just piece the team together. You know
Yep.
what I mean? They got Hartenstein locked up already
Yep.
from last thing. You know, I think they got Caruso probably locked up another year or two probably. And I think one time Kobe put in the chat like a bunch. They have a bunch of draft picks. They have like 6 first round draft picks and fucking 7 second rounders. Like they'll just piece the team together with draft picks. You know what I mean? They'll sign a Caruso. They'll sign like a Hartenstein. They'll sign these kind of guys for these minimum deals. They'll get these. They'll draft these. Because Sam Presti has a good. He has a good track record on drafting these rookies. You know, like
Yep.
come in there and play in the system. You know, they have a system locked in now. Okay, we need a 3 point shooter. Let's draft a 3 point shooter in the second round. Let's draft a big man in the first round. Let's draft a rebounder. Let's draft a defender. They'll piece the team together, and they'll stay young. You know what I'm saying? So a good move by Sam Presti, as per usual. This man like barely does anything wrong. You know what I mean? You know, see a move that he does, you're like, what the hell is this guy doing? He's
Yep.
always doing the right thing. This guy. And OKC, what the youngest team in the league? You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Probably the youngest team to ever win a championship, and they're probably going to get younger. They just keep drafting players, so it's just insane. And we'll see how it goes. But I think that they're going to be a team to be in contention for the next what 6 7 years at least. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Barring injury, But the West is tough. Like you said, you
Yes.
mentioned they had the Denver got better. Um,
Mm-hmm. Houston.
Houston got better. Uh, you know, and you still got the same teams. I mean, what if all of a sudden Spurs get Giannis? I mean, you don't know. You know what I mean? It's even some of the team like the Spurs, they just drafted fucking the Rutgers guy. They got De'Aaron Fox. They got Wemby. Hopefully he
Mm-hmm.
can fucking stay healthy all year. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like the West is just a serious conference.
Yep.
But I think OKC's built for the long run, and we'll see what they do next year. Maybe we get another back to back.
I think the Thunder are probably the best equipped team to handle these new rules, the Abrams and the taxes, all that stuff.
Yeah. The second
Because
April.
same like you said, they have a whole bunch of draft picks, and see, as you said, scumbag. Sam Presti has a good track record in terms of draft picks. That's what I always say about draft picks. It's air until they actually become something. And for a lot of teams, if they have a lot of draft picks, sometimes they don't hit, and when they don't hit, that holds you back. So I think Sam Presti, it's really impressive what he's done since the days when he was in Seattle. He drafted Durant, he drafted Westbrook, he drafted Harden, and when that core broke up, he was able to restock it into this core he has now. So, so it's the Thunder have just proven how great of an organization they've been, and they validated with the championship. So, if there's a team that could make a run in these next few years, it's probably them.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's not go too far. We're not doing dynasties anymore. Like I think this league has proven that we have a lot more parity.
I
Because
wouldn't. I'm not. I don't discount that, Cesar. I'm just saying that if there's a team that could possibly do it, I think it's this team. How they're
oh
set
no, I
up.
agree with you trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we got refs and we got people who got money on this type of shit. So remember, there's always that shit going
Yeah, yeah.
around. I'm not discounting the OKC. Don't. But I'm like, yo,
We're about to get into NFL
yeah,
collusion. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
we are.
saying?
We
exactly.
are. So
Where the
There's
money
you'll
collusion.
goes.
have
It
plenty to say
exists.
about that, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. So you're right, but I think you're both right. Like, there's gonna be collusion that not gonna let that happen. But at the same time, if there's a team that kind of break those barriers and kind of still kind of win the championships and become a dynasty, they're built for it, bro. They're
Yep.
built for it. And as long as they keep saying Presti and keep making these deals and doing everything the right way, they're gonna have a shot every year.
All right. Speaking of that topic we just got into, I got my notes here. So the NFL, it was reported first by Pablo Torre. He's done a good job with these investigative reports he's done for Metal Lark Media. The NFL and NFLPA quietly agreed to a confidentiality deal that hid the outcome of a collusion grievance. And one thing about that was NFLPA head Lloyd Howell. He works for a firm approved to invest in NFL ownership. And when he was asked by one of the lawyers to resign, he refused. So this is regarding a couple of issues. One was Russell Wilson. When he got traded to the Broncos, he wanted a fully guaranteed contract. Initially, the Broncos were okay with it, but this was during the time when the Broncos were up for sale. So I guess those new owners talked to the other owners. They were like, yeah, don't give Russell Wilson that fully guaranteed contract. So as a result, he did not get it. And remember, Lamar Jackson, he was putting the exclusive tag. So you could have signed him, but the Ravens would have had 7 days to match the offer. And if you remember that time period, teams were going out the way to say, hey, yeah, we're not interested in Lamar. We're not interested in Lamar. So Lamar ended up re-signing with the Ravens. So obviously, as a result, we now find out that it seems like the owners were like, hey, this Deshaun Watson thing, we make sure that doesn't happen again. Mm-hmm. But the more interesting part is the NFLPA. It seems like they want to sweep this under the rug, and now some of the players are mad. So they want to get rid of Howell and J.C. Treader, who also has a front office role with the NFLPA. So obviously the NFLPA right now is in flux. So I'll start with you, James. What do you think? What do you think the NFLPA should do here?
Wow, the No Fun League doing some colluding, man. That sounds like such a thing that they would do. But honestly, they're not going to do too much. The NFL players are going to get mad about it for a little bit, but I really don't know. Like the Deshaun, but you've always said this, Kofi. The Deshaun Watson thing, the owners didn't want to fuck with that shit. And once they saw that deal and they saw Deshaun Watson playing, they were like, no more guaranteed money. You saw with the Russell Wilson thing. I don't know how much leverage they can do. I think they'll probably change it just to appease the players. They'll do their little bit apart, but once again, the opponent's always going to have the final say. So I ain't got nothing much to say about it. I'm not shocked. I'm not thrilled by it, but it sounds like something the NFL would do.
Yeah. Well, this shit is crazy. It runs deep because, well, here's the thing. Now, the head of the NFLPA, which is I forgot his name, was it Howell?
Yeah, Howell. Yeah, Lloyd Howell.
So that was already a problem because there was a vetting system NFLPA has to do to hire the head of the NFLPA. He was handpicked and didn't do a vetting system. Now, what would have happened with the vetting system is that they would have found out that he was part of a law firm that lost or stole like 300 and something $1 million. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think they're still in the process of being sued that he was a part of that. But I think he left the company and now became head of NFLPA. And even now they have a problem with this was already brought to court because the players were upset because the report came out that Roger Goodell hit up the NFL owners and was saying, let's cut this shit right now. We're not doing guaranteed contracts because see, now what happens is if you have the guaranteed contract, now what fucks it up where you have to agree with the owners and Roger Goodell is that the guy who got the fucking money, Deshaun Watson, played
There you
like
go.
dog shit.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Then he tears his Achilles. You know what I mean? So now, what are you stuck with? You have all that money to pay him, and you're fucking picking up Joe Flacco. You're
Uh,
picking up fucking what's the asshole from fucking Kenny Pickett.
Kenny
You
Pickett,
draft
small
George
hands
Sanders.
Pickett,
You draft Dylan Gabriel. You got five fucking quarterbacks in your fucking.
five.
You got five quarterbacks just hoping to see. You have a open like competition right now in the middle of fucking training camp right now with a player who's getting paid $250 million
Yep,
guaranteed.
but
So
they're
this
not
is
gonna want
why
that.
Goodell hit it and told the NFL owners, "We're stopping this now because let's just say the Broncos would have gave that guaranteed contract to Russell Wilson, they would have been fucked right
Fucked
now.
up. Still
They
Yeah,
would
you
paying
have
wouldn't
him.
been
be able to
able
trade
to sign
him.
Evan Ingram and all these players they just got right now, you know." And you could tell the collusion was there because and the NFL players wanted it to be looked at because it was weird that it was Lamar Jackson that brought up. It
Yep.
was weird that when he was trying to find suitors to give him kind of leverage against the Ravens, nobody stepped up. Nobody stepped up for Lamar fucking Jackson.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? That's collusion. Come
Yep.
on, cut it out. You know what I mean? Like so that's where it got looked into, and this was already brought in front of a arbitrator. An arbitrator already said, what's his name? Testified. The Patriots guy testified. What's his name? Fucking Robert Kraft. He testified.
Yep. Of
Arthur Blank
course.
testified. Um, and um, what Robert Kraft said was that, oh, I didn't hear Roger Goodell say that because it was said it was brought up. It was brought up in the meeting, the owners' meeting that they have every year. And Arthur Blank said he did hear him say that, but it doesn't mean he has to listen. So now here's the here's the part why the arbitrator ruled against the NFLPA because in reality the owners aren't a conglomerate. Even though they move like a conglomerate, on paper they're not. They're individual businesses.
Oh,
Hmm.
yep.
So the arbitrator is saying that even if Goodell did suggest that, it's not proven that the NFL as a whole listened because each owner has their own, ritual
Retro. To
to make their own decision.
yep.
So the arbitrator threw this shit out. So now the NFLPA is sweeping it under the rug because, and they're letting it go because now all this Howell shit's coming out. He mentioned J.C. Treader.
Hmm.
Treader was also handpicked, right, by the NFLPA. They Howell gave this guy a position that doesn't exist, created a position for him because now when if Howell is out or Howell gets fired or anything like that, they're trying to move J.C. Treader into the position. So now this is all against the NFLPA's contract. No one's being vetted. They're being handpicked.
Yep.
So now NFLPA say, you know what? Okay, forget about it. We don't want. All right, we're
Right.
cool.
That's
Sweep
what
out
I'm
the rug. Forget about
Hmm.
it
saying.
because
Yeah.
they got brought to court, and the NFL said, okay, you want to bring to our dirt up? Here you go. They brought
We're
it
gonna
shit
bring
right in
up
front of the
all that
arbitrator.
stuff.
Here you go. And J.C. Treader sent a text message supposedly to an NFL owner saying that Russell Wilson sucks. He was the
Mm-hmm.
worst fucking player to ever get a if the guarantee contract to him. It was terrible. Da da da. So now they brought it up in court. Said, "Oh, so you want to bring us to court? But dude, you agree with us here. Look, you got it right here. Text message. You just shitted on Russell Wilson." So the
Yep.
NFL players are going, "Yo, what the fuck? We got a dude in the NFL and our Players Association talking shit about players." So this is looking all the way bad, all the way around on both sides. The dirt. What the fuck did DMX say? If you play in the dirt, you get mud.
We get money. Yep.
Yeah.
You play in the dirt, you get mud. You want to throw mud pies? We're gonna throw mud pies too. Once you bring it to court, the dirt gets brought up. So now
Yo,
this is a fucking mess right now.
bro, this is
And
like a food fight, bro. This is like
yeah,
a food
it's a
fight. Like
mess.
where yeah, everyone's just throwing
Yeah,
stuff at everyone. No one's cleaning this, man.
yeah.
And the fact that like owners can go and just talk shit about players like in front, like it's like, damn, y'all listen, we aren't the biggest Russell Wilson fans, but to talk about him like that is crazy. And no one's like, hey, yo, this is a player, this is one. this is why when it comes to NFL, I'm like, yo, this is gonna get wrapped up the way it's gonna get. Owners have too much power. This is not the NBA where the player. This is the ownership. The owners are always
Yep.
gonna, like you just said, they got their own stuff going on. They don't work like that. Like they may be like, hey, this, but they all got their own shit going on. That's
Yeah,
crazy, man.
but they do move as a conglomerate. It's just
Hmm.
they keep it that way. They
Yep.
move where you don't think they're looking at the NFL or baseball and look how the players run those leagues.
They don't want that
They
shit.
don't want that.
Nope.
And sometimes, and their defense, sometimes you can't let the patients run the asylum.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
let the patients run the asylum because
Can't.
they may think they know what they want, but in the end, they
They
don't
don't.
know what they want. You know what I mean? What like you don't know if you fully guarantee Lamar or you fully guarantee because I think Justin Herbert got his deal during
Uh
this
huh.
time. I think
Yep.
Joe Burrow did, and they
Yep.
got mad they didn't get fully guaranteed deals. They're like, Deshaun got it, but we didn't. You know what I mean? And they were upset about it. But in the owner's defense, yo, what if you go out there and tear your fucking Achilles or tear your
Yep.
fucking knee up?
Yep.
And I owe you $350 million. I'm fucked. Now I gotta
Yep.
fucking drop the quarterback. I gotta pick up some guy in the middle of the season. I gotta bring in fucking Nick Foles from his couch to come fucking relieve the rest of the fucking year on. Like it's insane. And I owe you all this money. So
Yep.
and like I said, it was difficult for the NFLPA to bring shit up because during this so-called collusion was happening, you had Russell Wilson, you had Kyler Murray, you
Right.
had
Yep.
Lamar Jackson. These guys were the ones who were contract was up at the time. Kyler Murray ain't the best guy to bring up.
Nope.
Russell Wilson ain't the best guy to bring up. And as much as we love Lamar, he wasn't the best guy to bring up because he didn't have a fucking agent. He
Nope.
had his mom
Yeah,
running the
God,
show.
his mom. I forgot. Yeah. Jesus Christ, bro.
So you had these three guys as examples. So the arbitrator's like, you don't have an argument here, bro. The NFL owners look right
Yep.
right now. Like if the contracts were up and you had Mahomes and you had Burrow and you had fucking Herbert and you had guys that you kind of bring up that had more of an argument, then maybe you had a shot. But they didn't. I got thrown out. And then the
Herbert.
NFLPA, all this shit came out about them. So they say, you know what? We're good. Don't worry about it. I'm hearing rumors that Herbert might sue the NFL on his own without the NFLPA.
They should sue
Because,
him for the way he plays. That's how about
yeah,
how about that?
I'm just saying he's a guy that's like I wanted my contract guaranteed. So I mean, we'll see where this goes, man. It's just about to get crazy, but I think Herbert should keep his fucking mouth shut.
Word, bro. You not the one.
Not
If
even that.
Mahomes does
You see
it,
what they do. You see
yeah.
what they do to you, bro. The NFL. Herbert suing the NFL. This just in, breaking news. Herbert has been fucking released. And then you're guaranteed your contract is fucked. No team will pick you up, and you'll be playing the XFL. You'll be an
And
XFL quarterback. You'll be playing with The Rock and fucking all these motherfuckers.
Yeah, but to Scumbag McGee's point, this is the reason why the NFL has so much power because to the players, they have such a short leash of a window to play. So it's like, yo, I can't waste the year. It's not the NBA. I can't waste the year not playing. I can't go to the extra. I might not get in again. I might not play again. So all of that weighs on these NFL players. Their careers are short as it is. If you're a running back, you got 3 years at best.
Yeah.
You can't waste that. You can't waste that.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks, they have a little bit of a long, they can do that, but these other players, they can't waste that. They can't waste their careers like that. So that's why I'm just like, yo, they're just gonna go with whatever gets them on the field. If they have to, like, yo, that happened, they're gonna settle. I just think they're gonna settle. It just has to go that way.
Those players, you're right, they will settle. Not the quarterbacks, but like running backs. There's top running backs right now getting paid $10 million. They're starting running backs $10 million, $11 million, $8 million, $9 million. Like they're taking anything right now because of running back right now is a dying position.
Yep.
We got the running backs got lucky last year because what happened? The big free agents were Saquon and Derrick Henry, and they fucking exploded. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now they're like, okay, maybe the running back is something. You know what I mean? And the year Saquon had was incredible, and they ended up winning the fucking whole thing. So, Saquon single-handedly might be the fucking genius of the running backs because he might have saved the fucking that position. But, we'll see where it goes. But listen, if you're an NFL player, if you want your kid to play in the NFL right now, this is what you're gonna be dealing with. You're
Yep.
dealing with these owners. A lot of these owners. Some of them, yeah, they bought into it recently, but a lot of these owners have been around. Their parents owned them in 1925.
Family runs leagues.
You know what I'm saying? And these guys are like remembering what their grandparents told them. Don't let these black guys run the league, please, by dying breath. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
They're like,
Look at the
okay,
McCaskies.
grandpa.
My God, bro. Like, damn, bro.
Yeah,
Let that shit go.
yeah,
The all these family run, bro. The Mara family, yo. Y'all need some new blood in there because y'all still thinking like this is the 1940s. The Giants, you
yeah.
haven't had a black quarterback in like yo, what's going on? But like I
Well,
said,
We got Russell Wilson now.
oh come on, like come on, bro. That was a they went like this. He's we like the way he talks. We'll take him.
Yeah. He's married. He's a Christian. Bring him in.
Oh, he could go to a church or two. If we send him there.
Yeah.
There we go. Brick, come on, Ross. You're not
Oh,
gonna play
we
long,
just
but
got Jameis. We got Jameis.
he's a weirdo. But he's a weirdo. But like, let's go. I was like, oh God, bro.
They're like, yeah, we'll bring Jameis in for $1 million. Fuck it. But yeah, man, we'll see where it goes, man. But it's just crazy, man. In conclusion, I see both sides of the argument. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I really do. It's tough because the NFL does want. I think every league is doing this. You know what I mean? They're trying to. Except baseball, they don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? But at least the NFL, NBA, they're trying to make it any team can win. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And the owners don't want. I mean, Roger Goodell doesn't want a desperate franchise like the fucking Browns to fully guarantee a contract, and then now you're fucked. And now you're out of contention for the next. They better pray Shador Sanders becomes fucking an animal, otherwise they're cooked. So we'll see where it goes.
I think to conclude this, what happens with Howell and Treader? I didn't ask the kid. If they get rid of them, we'll see. But to me, I think the NFLPA has always been, not just a badly run union in sports, but in the country. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we saw
Yep.
back in the '80s. In the '80s, remember they had a strike, and people like Lawrence Taylor they crossed the picket line. So when that happens, what can you really do? Like you said, the players' careers are short. So as much as they want to fight for certain things, at the end of the day, players are going to want to play. So that's why
Yeah.
they're not going to risk their whole entire year just to get a guaranteed contract, stuff like
Yep.
that.
Yeah, that's a very good point, Cole, because
Hmm.
they'll fucking strike in baseball. They'll be like, hey, we signed 17-year contracts. We'll waste a year, whatever. You know what I mean? And like you said, these players, NFL players, I saw a story one time. They're the average NFL player is 3 years. They only played 3 fucking years. So imagine you retire at 24. What the fuck do you do? Or 27. What do you do? So these guys are like, fuck, I'm gonna get my money, make my $3 million a year, and invest and be out. And that's it.
All right, Pepper takes. Got some good ones here today. The first one, Clipse. They came out with a new album, Let God Sort Them Out. Any of you guys listen to the whole album yet?
I've been listening to some parts of it. It's actually really good and like Malice. For dude to be away from the game that long and to just come back in and flow the way he does, that's a true rapper. I was like, yo, but for me, I've always kind of liked Miles a little bit more than Pusha T. Going back into the old days, like what happened to that boy and stuff like that. I thought Malice had the best verse on that. No Pusha did it, but I was like, Malice started with a bang. That's just me. Like I know I'm showing my age here. Don't let my kids see this. But like, yo, that
Oh,
shit
they'll see
back in
it.
2001 was fire. I don't know how you felt about that Scumbag Me, but I always felt like Malice, he just had a certain flow that I was like, oh, that's fire right there.
Yeah. No, I mean the Clips, their legendary tandem.
Mm-hmm.
They came in with Pharrell and
Pharrell.
Chad, who got the time the Neptunes. People don't know that the grinding beat was really done by Chad. Saying
Mm-hmm.
Chad made the drums, Chad did a lot of that beat. And now we got just Pharrell, because now they're beefing.
Yeah, that's
They're
Yeah, I
beefing
saw that.
right
Yeah.
now. So it just Pharrell. Just Pharrell right now ran the production on this album, and I think it's a solid album. I just never been a huge fan of the Clipse. Like, there's songs, of course, like I fuck with. There's
Mm-hmm.
verses I fuck with,
Mm-hmm.
all that shit. But me, I've always been a type of guy who liked a well-rounded artist. I
Okay.
don't want to hear 30 tracks of Drug Talk. I just don't. You know what I mean?
It's his future talk all over again.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I got it.
it's more lyrical. It's more like, you know what I'm saying. But it's like I heard the album today in the gym. There were 13 tracks. The first track was actually about their parents.
Yeah, that was
Um,
my favorite track. I was gonna get into that. Yeah.
yeah, that was probably the most different track of the whole album. I didn't like that they changed the beat to "So Be It." Um, I thought the first fucking beat was fire. Like I love that beat.
Uh-huh.
That was the first track I went to yesterday when I didn't hear the whole album. I went right to "So Be It." I'm like, finally, it's on Apple Music because it wasn't Apple Music at all. They just had it on YouTube. So I went right to the song. I played it. I'm like, what happened to the beat, man? They changed it. I thought the beat's still good, but I thought the first version was way better. Um,
Oh, no, that's
but
good. You also come back. What are your thoughts on the diss to Travis Scott in that track?
Oh
Anything
boy,
particular
we're
about
still
that?
doing this.
oh yeah, I mean yeah. That I thought that was good. I thought that was the way Pusha put it together. I thought that was good. Like the whole like to me, here's the thing with me. Like when I first started making music, right? So I used to do my hooks were like rapping my hooks. You know what I mean? And the person I was making music with was like, your song sounds like a big verse. You need to, you know, separate the hook from the verse. It has to sound different. It has to be, you know what I mean? The listener has to make this distinction. And that always stuck with me. So a lot of time when I hear albums, it's not easy for a rapper themselves to make hooks. Like you
Yep.
got maybe like 50, you
Mm-hmm.
know, but like Eminem makes good hooks, but being a rapper who makes good hooks, even like Tupac, my favorite rapper of all time. But if you hear a lot of Tupac songs, he's not doing the hook.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
has a singer on it, and he just like the song. The
Yeah.
song is called let's say I don't know, I don't know, Dear Mama, like
Yeah.
baby, Dear
Uh-huh.
Mama, da, da,
Yeah,
da, da,
yeah.
da, da,
Yeah.
da, Dear Mama, like that was Pac's hooks. You know what I mean? So that goes to show, like, even the greatest, even like one of the goats, it was hard to make a hook. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't really bash too many people for that, but I liked on "So Be It" that it was like the hook was like "So be it, so be it," and it was like
Mm-hmm.
a rapping hook, but he tied it in really good, and then he tied it in at the end. Like the "So Be It" song really was like a big setup for the last part where he was like, "Oh, you died in front of me, you cried in front of me, da da da. Oh, I could have TMZ it. Hey, fuck it, so be it, so be it." And then I was like, "Oh shit," you know what I'm saying? Like that shit was fire. I love that song. But as in general, like I said, like so to go back what I was saying before, a lot of the hooks they rap a lot of the hooks.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They rap a lot of the hooks. None of the hooks that just first listen really stood out to me. Like nothing. None of the hooks was like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like think about like when you heard 50, like everything we go through, all the gangsters around and my whole crew. Nigga, like it
Yeah.
makes you remember it. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like they don't have a song on that album that makes me like go back and want to remember and want to sing it. You know what I'm saying? They have Pharrell on two hooks. I think he does. I forgot which ones. Um, but he has two hooks on there, which I thought was cool. But then they're rapping about drugs on the verses.
That's
I'm
I'm
like,
like,
man,
yo,
you
you
could
got
have took that.
45.
Yeah, like you could have took that song and made it about because the hook was good, and I like Pharrell. Like I like Pharrell, so he rapped on one of the songs too. Like I like him to kind of come in and then kind of like because remember Malice and Pusha T, they got the same voice.
Yep.
Like if like it's hard to really distinct who's rapping when I'm hearing
Yeah,
it.
I had that
Yeah,
problem
yeah, yeah.
sometimes
I
when
the,
I was listening. Yeah.
I get-
You know what I mean? So I like that Pharrell comes in sometimes and kind of like chops it up, like breaks the fucking, breaks it up a little bit. And he rapped the one in the song. I liked it, and that song was like super short. I did the three verses. The beat was fire, and then they just kind of like went to the next one, which was cool. I thought that song kind of could have been more something. They made it longer. And then he did the other two hooks on the two songs. I thought those songs could be something, but then, like I said, rapping about drugs, and it's like
yeah.
go back to what you said. They're 40 something years old.
Oh, you still gonna
Oh
talk about trapping and gang? Like, yo, come on, bro. Like, you a whole father. You like, damn. Like, I get
yeah,
it, and that's what they. But I'm like, you can't. 2001, you can talk about what happened to that boy. Yo, he got clapped and smoke, selling cocaine. I'm like, yo, that's cool. You was getting into the game. Still talking about this shit, and you 45? Come on, bro.
yeah,
Like, I just think like, yo, 48? Nah, bro.
yeah,
Nah, you gotta talk about something else, bro. Like,
yeah,
come
I
on,
mean,
come on.
there were times when Malice talked about how he left the
Yeah,
Clips,
yeah.
and then
He
he
had a
went
couple
more
verses. Yeah,
into
yeah,
spiritual things. So he did mention that a little bit. So
oh,
yeah.
that's even worse.
It was.
So you went from being selling to the community, now selling the religion to yo, you still selling. Like, yo, you don't ever
Yeah,
stop selling, my
yeah.
nigga. You not you just oh
He said
God,
that. He said
bro.
that in one of the verses too. Like, oh, I had to hide my drug money from the church or some shit like that. Like,
Come
dude.
on, bro.
Yeah. So, yeah. All in all, overall, I like the production.
Yeah.
I liked how Pharrell kind of put it together. I just think Pharrell. See, what I like about Pharrell is that Pharrell lets the clips be the clips. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like he's not gonna go in there and be like, "Oh, I got a song for you, beautiful. I just want you to know." Like he's not gonna do that for the clips.
Mhm.
He might have those songs in the stash, but he'll save that for the artists that he feel like are more like or for that record. You know what I mean? So he lets the clips be the clips. He's always been that way, which I think is dope. So I like that they worked the Pharrell again. But I did want to kind of see growth a little bit. Like Jay Z and Nas, I always go to them because they rap at their 40, they rap at their
Hmm.
50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's cool to rap like you're 50. It's great. I
Yes.
mean, and it's more believable. I like to hear rap. I like to hear rappers that I actually believe what they're saying.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like it's hard for me to listen. Like I'm into battle rap, and like it's hard for me to listen when it's like a nerd, and he's like a fucking he's a nerd, and he's like, yo, I got the 4-5. Put it to your dome piece. I'm like, really, bro? Like, and he's talking to a 6'4" blood. Like
Hmm.
you're not doing that to this guy, bro. Stop it. You know what I mean? So it's
Nah,
like,
but to be fair, he's not gonna be rapping. He's not gonna be rapping big words and expect to win a battle rap. You're not gonna be able to do
yeah,
that
yeah.
either.
But just to end on the topic of the album, I think that if I had to give it like out of 5, I would give it a 3.
That's fair.
Um, yeah, I think that what makes it a higher rating, why it gets a 3, like I think if this album drops like when we grew up, it's a 2.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
But it gets an extra star because the climate of hip hop now is dog shit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Complete dog shit. Like right now, hip hop heads will take anything.
Yeah.
Like anything right now. Like please give me something.
Yeah, I
Fuck.
think that's
You know
why
what I mean?
Kendrick is resonating so much.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Kendrick is just. But what resonates with Kendrick too is Kendrick's finding a balance of older fans and younger fans.
Younger
He's
fans.
finding that
Yeah.
balance, which is very
Yeah.
hard to do. But and I remember Kendrick's our age. Kendrick's 38, 40 years old. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So I was just real quick off the album. I was talking about this with a younger guy. I said, bro, who raps like your age? Who's 20 years old and rapping right now?
That's not many.
Like you
I mean,
can't.
yeah.
He's like, oh, Kendrick, Cole, Drake. I'm like, those guys are
They're
40.
almost 40, bro.
They're
Like,
Yeah,
what
they're,
are you
40.
yeah,
They're
they're
talking
not
our
even
about?
age. Yeah,
20 year
they're
olds,
our age.
bro.
Yeah.
And he's like thinking
No.
like, damn, none. The guy I was listening to, the guy I was talking to, listens to country music because it's
They,
there's no rap. No one's rapping.
yeah.
No one's rapping. So
Mm.
what's gonna happen when like the clips? These guys are 48, bro. These
So
guys are
fading
done.
out.
Once they're done, and Nas is done, and Nas is becoming done, and Jay Z is done. Like
Yep.
once Kendrick is done, and you see Kendrick trying to move on to his label PG Lane.
Hmm.
Drake is looking like he's on his way out, and Cole looks like he got stomped out by like he committed suicide. You know what
Yo,
I'm
I
saying?
don't talk about Forest Trees Man on this podcast. We don't talk about Forest Trees Man. Like, yo, I've never been more disappointed in a rapper than I ever was with
he, he
Forest Trees
he
Man.
he offed himself. So
Bro, you off yourself and no one no, you didn't even have to. That's the crazy thing about it. No one said, yo, Forest Trees Man, you have to nah, I'm gonna do it. Bro, okay, good. Go ahead, bro.
yeah.
You got it. Get out of here, bro.
So at this point, what do we got right now? You know what I mean? Like So that's why they got a 3 for me. Cause like, all right, I actually sat down and listened to an album. I think the last album I sat down and listened to was wow, it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. Probably Nas's uh
Yep.
Magic 3 or some shit, or maybe God Disease 3.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
I like King Disease too. That
yeah, I
was
said
my
God
favorite
Disease,
one.
yeah.
That was my favorite one. I just think gone are the days where rappers start out like Lil Nas, Wayne. They've been rapping since like 16. They don't do that anymore. They just kind of like get into it. Yo, I've been selling some stuff. I could rap a little bit. You like 25. You like you pass a little bit past your 25, 30. It's just that's
Yeah,
what they do now. Like
yeah.
it sucks,
Well,
but that's what we
the,
are.
the thing now I think is that why hip hop is eventually dying is gonna die out like one day, isn't like that I'm sorry, mainstream wise it'll die out. Like
Hmm.
there's still gonna be like you go to your local spots and hear people rapping. That's always gonna be around because hip hop is not music, it's a culture. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And reality of it. So there's so much variables in hip hop as far as the DJ and the producer and the rap. That's what hip hop is. It's the four
Yep.
elements of hip hop, which
Yep.
is the DJ, the rapper, the producer, the dancer, the artist, the guy who spray paints, the guy who draws. It's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
culture. So it'll never completely die out. But mainstream wise, it's gonna die out because what you don't have anymore is artist development. Like, yeah, you
Hmm.
can go online and they have platforms like Rap Radar, and they got platforms where these artists are rapping 80 fucking bars, and they're rapping 100 bars, they're rapping these freestyles, and it's like gone are the days to me. Like, why I used to love Tupac and I still listen to Tupac because I felt like you see Tupac. You can say what you want to say about him, but the dude educated himself. He
Yep.
read books. He read newspapers. He was involved in a lot of shit politically. So when you heard a verse from Pac, it was like you were hearing new knowledge.
Yep.
You were hearing new stuff. Like, oh, I never heard that before. And it's crazy because I saw a fucking stat, which is crazy. They say Tupac's not lyrical, right?
Hmm.
So the top three rappers, right, according to people who keep track of this shit, of the most significant and creative rhymes, right, of all time. Eminem's number one, Jay Z's number two, and Tupac's number three. For someone who's so unlyrical to be up there number three as one of the guys to rap the most exquisite words, you know what I mean? And that's the difference now. Like, look at the top three guys. They're one's dead and two are basically retired.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like the new creativeness of these people. Like these kids are educating themselves. They don't care to be the best. They confuse clout with greatness. They
Yes.
think if I get clout, if I'm famous for 3 months, I go viral, I'm the GOAT. No, you're
Yep.
not. It takes a you need a 20-year career to be in the conversation. You know
That's
what I
true.
mean? And they don't look at it that way, or they don't care about it. You know what I mean? They want to get their money by any means necessary. You know what I mean? They don't give a fuck. And the labels killed it. They've once they got rid of artist development, that was the beginning of the end. Because a lot of artists came into the game raw rappers. Like Mace talks about it. Mace said when I first came in, I had to sit there with uh, a low, not a low end producer, but a middle of the producer. His name is he did the Mad Rapper. You know, remember on the skits, the Mad Rapper on the Biggie shit. So he was
Yeah.
actually D Dot. So Mace said that he used to make songs with D Dot for hours.
Okay.
Like Puffy's like, yo, you work with D Dot, y'all two get in the booth and just make records. Hardly any of them came out. It was just Mace getting his feet wet. You know what I mean? And then Puffy sitting there going, dress like this, wear this, make sure you wear your do rag, get the waves going. The ladies love the waves, get the this going, get the that going. And Mace said that even one time he was rapping a verse, and D Dot was like, "You gonna go with that verse?" He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yo, you know your album drops the same day as Busta Rhymes, DMX, fucking da da da. You need to rewrite that shit. Those days are over. No one's doing that.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, but This is the state of hip hop right now, and that's where it's at.
And hold up, before we go, I know Cole, I'm sorry we still on Pepper Take because this is right. But can we take Eminem off that fucking list? Listen, I know people love Eminem to this day, but just because you can rap fast does not make you the greatest, bro. I listen, I have had to hear Eminem fans talk to me like, yo, I'm like, yo, dog, I haven't listened to an Eminem album since Recovery, bro. The fact that Biggie isn't on that list to me is even wild. I'm like, okay, they can say Eminem, Jay Z, whatever, cool. But Eminem, I'm just like, yo, dog. I just,
He's the highest selling. He's the highest selling rapper of all time.
but we know why. We know why, and you know we know why. My God,
He's nice, bro. You can't say he's not
I'm not
nice.
saying he's not nice. I'm not saying he's not nice. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not taking away from his career. But he gets a little overvalued because his fans are the worst in their stands. Remember that song, Stan? That's what the fuck they are. I'm sorry. I just had to go on a little tangent. The Eminem
He
love
had it.
gets a little bit
He
too
had it.
much for
He
me.
had a
That's it.
good 3 album run. The
Yo,
the
just
Slim Shady EP is fire. The Marshall Mathers LP is fire, and the Eminem show is fire.
thank you. If you want to say
And
that,
you
that's
could go into
cool.
8 Miles too. The 8 Mile soundtrack.
Eight
Is
Miles,
Uh,
Eight Miles collab. It's not really a
yeah,
record like
yeah,
that.
but the movie too, that was fire. That movie
Yeah,
was good.
but
Eminem
my
did a
God,
lot, bro. Eminem
I'm not.
signed
I'm not.
50.
Yep.
Eminem signed 50. He did a lot, bro. He did a lot.
But that encore that recovery those albums the 2007 Eminem was garbage,
yeah, that
and
was when the
now
drugs were bad. That's when the drugs were really bad.
listen, but now he sounds like he needs to go back on drugs because he's even trashy right now. I'm like, oh, bro, go back on drugs, bro. And he's still
Yeah.
rapping. And once again, like to Scumbag McGee's point, he still raps like he's Stan Eminem. I'm like, dog, you're a grandfather. Stop rapping like that. Like
No, he doesn't
you
rap. He doesn't rap like that no more. Like now he's too technical because he's so sober now. It's too good now. Like yo, this time I'm hearing a verse, I'm like, this is too good. It's boring. It's too good. Like I don't want to fucking. This shit is too lyrical. Holy
like
shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm,
but I love the Recovery album because I think that was dope. There's a
Yeah, he was
song
talking
that
about
called
his like his recovery from drugs and
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
and I like here's a song that called On Fire, and he mixes
yeah.
that where he's like, "Yo, I'm so good that people get tired of hearing me," and I'm like, "Yo, it's true." Like
Yeah,
you
I've
get
been got
tired of
tired of
hearing
hearing
him
you.
because you're like, dude, this is fucking nuts.
Oh,
But I think Eminem, yeah, he's definitely top 5 all time, hands down. You
oh,
can't debate that.
Hey man, that's comeback saying that, not quite. So I mean, he's
Yeah,
out. You got
and you know what, bro? No, after think about this. After Eminem, because now as time passed by, people argue the Renegade verse. When we were kids, everyone agreed that Eminem smoked Jay Z on that record. Everyone was like, "Yo, Eminem smoked Jay Z on that record." And think about this: for how much Eminem was selling at that time, not one top rapper wanted to go on a track with that dude. Not one top rapper wanted to rap with Eminem because no
no, I
one
agree.
wanted to get dusted off by the white boy.
that is
To
true.
this
That is
day,
true. Man,
to
you
this
can't dispute
day,
that.
not one. Now the thing just did a song with him, EPMD remix. He did on King's Disease, but Eminem and Nas never collabed all these fucking years. Eminem and like all these guys, all these top rappers, who wouldn't want Eminem on a record at that time? The dude was the hottest shit smoking, and everyone was like, "Fuck that, I'm good. I don't want him on my song because I don't want to get dusted." So that calls for something. And people always say, "Oh, it's a white thing, blah blah." But listen, there's a whole compilation of black rappers on YouTube. You can look up praising Eminem.
I
Like
agree.
Rakim praising him, Busta Rhymes praising him, Redman praising him. All these guys like, yo, that dude is nice. And it's like he earned his stripes, bro. Eminem was over here in Newark, rapping
I
with the
remember he did.
outsiders.
Oh God,
Eminem earned his
yeah.
stripes, bro. He battled. He was in a fucking room full of 80 black guys. He's the only white guy. And he's fucking battling them. And he earned it, bro. He earned it. He came up as a rapper. See, Eminem didn't come out like Vanilla Ice. He came up through the trenches. He came up through the trenches.
I've never compared him to Vanilla
No,
Ice.
no, I'm
I'm
saying
just,
though.
oh
I'm
yeah,
saying to people who say, "Oh, he's white," blah blah. Like, bro,
yeah,
he didn't make it like, oh, he wasn't a plant. The dude really grinded through the trenches, and came to Newark and the Detroit on the. He was more of a battler than anything. You know what I mean? And he came up the hip hop way. He came up the hip hop way. And when he made it, think about this. Eminem was a pop artist when he was
yeah.
out. He sold 1,000,000 records the first week twice. He was on TRL.
I
He
remember.
was a pop artist, and guess what? He stayed lyrical. He never dumped his lyrics down. He never got unlyrical. He stayed lyrical. He always kept it hip hop, no matter how big he got. And that's something to talk about, man. That's something that you got to praise. Because he could have went, oh, fuck it, I'm pop now, trying to make pop records. Look what Machine Gun Kelly's doing now. He's fucking dancing, and he's doing pop records, and he's doing Taylor Swift shit right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Eminem never did that, ever. I don't think Eminem done one record with Taylor Swift or fucking any of these pop artists. Eminem has done records with Tech Nine. He's done records with fucking Joyner Lucas. He's always kept it hip hop, always.
Yeah, the most he ever did was that song with Rihanna. That's about it.
Yeah, but that's
That
his
was that
record.
was that's his record. Yeah,
You know what I mean? He
she's
never went
he's
on
doing
someone
the hook.
else's. You don't think Taylor Swift and people called him, yo, da da da? He's like, nah. He
Listen,
kept
I'm
it
not
hip
talking
hop.
about. Yeah, I'm not talking about 2001 Eminem. I'm talking about now Eminem. Like you try Eminem on me, I might fight you. Like that. That's the type of Eminem. I'm like, all right, bro. Like Rap God. Like the amount of praise I heard from Rap God, and all it was just him rapping a rap. I was like, all right, bro. Like
Yeah.
cut it off. Cut it off. But no, you're
All
right.
right.
I'm not taking away his accolades. I'm never doing that to people. I'm just like, yo, let's stop acting like he's that great right now. He's not. It's okay. Everyone has their time. Like you said, hit a 3-run record. How many rappers have a 3 record run? Not a lot.
Yeah.
So you got to give him his praise. But right now, he's not that Eminem. And I'm just all right, bro. I get it. Like if you want to put top 5, I'm okay with that. If you want to put top 10, I'm okay with that. But right now, he is not like, yo, everyone's like, he's the best rapper out right now. I'm like, all right, bro, you got it. All right, I'm not arguing with
Nah,
you.
nah, nah.
You see, you see what I'm trying to say? Like, oh, that's all I'm trying to say. And Eminem stands, y'all get mad about this all y'all fucking want. God damn it. It's been trash since fucking 2009. My God.
All right. Let's
All
get
right,
to
that's definitely
Let's
gonna be
move
clipped
on.
for sure. So I just want to conclude. My favorite song from the album was "Birds Don't Sing." Obviously, it's a tribute to both their parents that passed away. So I do think, despite the drug rapping, that was a good song. Tribute to the parents. Talk about how they reminisce about them, how they wish they had more time with them to have the memories and stuff. So I think that was a good track. So overall, I thought it was a good album. So
Give it
yeah,
a
check it
solid
out.
3.
Mm-hmm.
all right. So the
All
next
right,
topic.
next topic. Speaking of hip hop, we're going to talk about Ja Rule. And why are we
Oh
talking about
my
Ja Rule?
God.
His comments about how he thought rap beats were whack. So, Scumbag, he had a lot to say about that on the group chat. So we'll start with you. What are your thoughts on Ja Rule's little statement there?
Well, I'm gonna try and make this. I'm gonna try and make this quick because we went on a whole hip hop tangent with Eminem and all this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say real quick is like it goes into where I agree with Ja Rule on this. It does fuck up the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say, right, Pac and Biggie beefed, right? Would you rather have them beef or would you rather have them make a record together? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll do even better than that. I'd rather them still be alive.
yeah. But I'm just
Yep.
saying, though, like, just looking at the optics, like, oh, right now, would you want Kendrick and Drake beefing or would you want
Oh,
them
you
making
make an
album
album. Yeah.
together? You know what I'm saying? So, in that sense, it hurts the game. And then also, you have politics, like you said. Oh, now the DJ can't play a Drake record if he plays a Kendrick record. And if the DJ plays a fucking Kendrick record and what an OVO guys in the building, he might get smacked with a fucking brick in the back of the head. And then it's a whole mess. Then award shows can't invite both of them at the same time. They can't nominate Drake, and they got and it's turned into a whole mess. Which that I agree with Ja Rule, but what I don't agree with is that see Ja Rule's talking about this to me because he lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
was going to say that, yeah.
lost. He hasn't swallowed the L pause. Never. The dude
Ever.
has never took the loss. He just can't do it. We're gonna hear this 20 years from Drake, bro. 20 years from now, we're gonna hear Drake in an interview talking about, oh, if you think about it, Kendrick didn't really keep it real, not like us. I never touched I was never a pedophile. He's gonna bring this gonna happen. The same thing with Drake. They cannot take the L. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that what Ja Rule has to realize is that, yeah, beef is whack, but why does it start?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this whole beef with Drake and Kendrick has been brewing for years because Drake behind the scenes has been doing fuck shit. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Constantly. And Drake just act, and even now Drake acted like, well, oh, what did I miss? A new song. What did I miss? Like, y'all was behind. Dude, you try to fuck everybody's girl, dog.
Girl. It's always
Like,
about the
you
women.
in everybody's girl's DMs. This is like known. You know what I mean? Like, stop. We know why this happened to you. You know what I mean? Tell me this. Why not one fucking rapper came to your defense? Not one. Why? Because they all just hated you and wanted you gone? No, that's not true. You know what I mean? The whole industry colluded to get you the fuck out of here because they were tired of your shit. You know what I mean? That's what you gotta look at. If the dude is moving right, no one's gonna beef, bro. If everybody's moving right, no one's gonna beef. Ja Rule, if Irv Guy didn't try and kill 50 Cent and put a hit on 50 Cent, none of this would have happened. Because you didn't know, number one, he would survive the fucking hit. And number two, you didn't know the dude was gonna become the biggest fucking rapper in the past 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you got double screwed. You know what I mean? And
I gotta go. I got an interview with Marlon Bright, Penn State recruit. So y'all finish this one without me. I'll talk to y'all later.
all right, cool.
All right, see you, Cesar.
Yeah. So that's what all I had to say about it. I just felt like, yeah, it fucks the game up, but if motherfuckers move correctly and aren't doing shit behind the scenes, like look at that whole shit. If you just look at the beef DVDs, right? All those beefs started with dumb shit. There was a beef that started with Ice Cube at Cypress Hill because Ice Cube stole a song from them. Why are you stealing records? Why are you stealing beats? Why are you doing all that? If you weren't doing that, then it wouldn't be a beef. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. Everybody should just move correctly. Everybody should move nice. Don't fuck nobody's girls. Don't steal beats. Don't steal money. Don't talk shit behind each other's backs. And there wouldn't be beefs. And everybody would be making records together. Everybody would be happy. But unfortunately, it don't work that way.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's kind of disingenuous from Ja Rule's standpoint because let's be honest, if he had won the beef, he'd be talking about that for years. He'd be living it up. So that's how I feel about it, honestly.
Yeah. So I don't know. Well, I mean, it will never end. Like I know it's sad because people don't say, "Oh, we don't see this in country music. We don't see this in rock music. We don't see this in it's only in hip hop," which is true. But you gotta understand that at the end of the day, the way hip hop was built, it wasn't built like that. It was built to be more of like a party kind of environment. Hip hop was first built because the first song is hip hop, the hip to the hip. It was meant for you to dance and shit like that. But as it evolved, it became competitive, and they had people battling. You know what I'm saying? And people wanted to be the best, and from that has spawned a whole kind of culture of if you're the best, I'm gonna try and go at you, whether it's through bars or whether it's through songs. Whether I'm gonna try and outsell you or I'm gonna try and beat you on a diss record. And I don't know that it'll ever go away. You know what I mean? And as long as it's friendly competition, I don't think it's a big deal. But a lot of the beefs have gotten physical and shit has gotten a lot of the beefs have started over bullshit. Started over women or money and that's gotta stop. If you're battling just to see who's the best, cool. But you're doing shit behind the scenes that turns into that. Why are we doing all that? You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know if that'll ever change.
Yeah. All right. The last pepper take. Kind of wish things I was here, but there's a Twitter user that had an interesting list in terms of what cities had the finest cities listed. An interesting one. Newark was ranked number 15 on that list, which in some ways, as a Newark resident, I feel good about that. Other ways, I'm not sure if Newark should be on the list, but I'll take it. Scumbag, have any thoughts on this list in terms of finest women?
Number 15 was.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't live in Newark, so I can't really say. I know I work in Newark, and as far as when I was heavy in the music networking, I always networked in Newark.
Hmm.
So I definitely see a lot of Newark women. Number 15 out of 50, or out of 50 states, right?
20 cities are listed. So
20 cities are
I'll run it
listed.
through real quick. So Miami was one, LA was two, New York City was three, Vegas was four, Chicago was five, Houston was six, San Diego was seven, Baltimore was eight, nine was Orlando, 10 was Dallas, 11 was the Bay Area, 12 was Tampa, 13 was Atlanta, 14 was Austin, 15 Newark, 16 DC, 17 Detroit, 18 Jacksonville, 19 Scottsdale, and then 20 Seattle.
That's pretty good. I'll be honest. For Newark to be in the top 20, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? There's a lot of fucking cities in America. A lot of fucking.
Yeah, especially down
Newark,
south. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's pretty big. I don't want. I'm not trying to. I mean, I don't want to bash the women and be like, "What number 15? That should be number 30. Get the fuck out of here with that shit." But hey, man, like I said, I'm not a Newark resident, so I can't really speak too much on it. But I've definitely seen some fine ass women in Newark. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? They don't exist. You know what I mean? Um, this is also depends where in Newark. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're
where were
talking
they
about the
looking
Iron Bound.
at?
If you're talking about the Iron Bound, I can see it. And
Yeah, yeah.
even downtown because that's where the Rutgers,
That's what.
Newark, and NJIT. So a lot of them more. The demographics are changing the city because obviously with gentrification and like more people are moving to Newark, so that's
Yeah.
obviously going to change things up as well.
So
So
I'm saying, has this poll gone to the southward? You know what I'm saying?
I
Have
don't
they
know about
gone to the
that.
southward? Or maybe they're not looking down there. You know what I mean? But anyway, I mean, I'm not trying to bash the women. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If that's how, hey, you got ranked top 20, so I should celebrate. There should be a party right now.
Yeah, yeah.
All the bad bitches right now in New York should be having a party right now downtown, because that's pretty high. That's pretty dope though. So congrats to Newark. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of change in the city. Obviously, a lot more events are going on, especially just during the summer. So you see a lot more people out. So that definitely probably leads credence to the list.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's true. You're right.
mhm.
Yeah,
you go to New York a lot, so you could obviously speak to that. So it's in the top
yeah,
three. So
yeah. I like I said, when I used to network with music.
hmm
I saw a lot of Newark women. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely saw a lot of, like, fine women out there. So I'm not gonna totally say what the fuck, like, because no, there are fine women in Newark. You know what I'm saying? I just don't live there to know how much
hmm
are around. You know what I mean? So I can't really speak on it. And even if I was living out there, I'm not bashing that. You know what I mean? If
yeah.
you get ranked top 20, congrats. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's shit. That's dope. Like, if they have like the top 20 guys in Jersey and I'm named top 15, don't bash me. Congra- Congratulate me, because that's a feat right there. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So shout out to women in Newark, man.
And you're in New York a lot, so you agree with New York being in top three?
New York, hell
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The Bronx. That's why I'm from the Bronx. I grew up.
uh,
I grew up there, so I was 12,
hmm
and I was actually the Yankee game. I was there Wednesday. That shit was crazy, bro.
hmm
A lot of fine ass Yankee fans. So yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, I can speak to. There was a what was the concert? It was because I worked at Yankee Stadium for 8 years. Forgot the name of the artist. It was like a Spanish artist.
Yeah,
The woman there that night, it was crazy.
yeah. Because the Bronx is more of a Spanish area.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So just walking around there when I was young, I remember I was 12, 13 years old, walking
Oh,
around.
oh,
Just,
no, I remember. It was Romero Santos.
oh yeah, he's
Yeah,
huge.
yeah.
So just walking around there, it was crazy. But I'm telling you, when I was 12, 13 years old, the women just walking down the block was like, what the fuck? Like, you'd be surprised, bro. It's crazy. Yeah. So definitely New York top three.
Have you been in any of these other areas
Uh,
listed?
Houston. No, I went to Dallas.
Would you agree with that being in the top 10?
Dallas. Yeah. Well, I think down south, like, it's a different breed of women.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the black women, they're way more thicker. Like
Oh yeah.
they're way
Yeah,
more.
I have a couple friends that live in Houston, and I've seen the change from when they were here until when they moved to Houston. I was like, oh,
Yeah, they're way more
yeah.
tender, and I think like down south, like uh, they like their food. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's not healthier, but I don't know. I think like down south is also a way more like chill way of living.
Yeah, it's
You know
not.
what I
The
mean?
people are a lot nicer, so you know.
Yeah, it's a chill way of living. So a different lifestyle. So women are look happier down there, and they're more nicer down there,
Hmm.
and they're eating. When women are fucking happy, they're eating more, and they're exercising more, and they just look better. Anybody looks better being happy. You know what I mean? So I definitely think that adds to it because listen, I could meet an all right woman. She's like a five, but if she's really sweet and really nice, and really like somebody you want to come home to all the time, she jumps up like 2 points for me. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So when I was out there, they were super nice, and yeah, I would definitely agree with that. But yep, that's about
Hmm.
it.
All right, that wraps it up for Scumbag McGee. This is K
Yeah,
Dap. Cesar obviously interviewing. I don't know if that interview is going to be up. But if it is, we'll definitely put it up on PGN Pod. So we'll be putting these clips up PGN Pod on IG, TikTok, and Twitter. So check that out. So yeah, for once again, thanks for listening and watching.
appreciate y'all. We out. See y'all
Mhm.
next week.